You know what? Unlike Malaysia, whereby you can have so many different prime ministers in the last 5 years that you thought that the head of state right is decided based on the number of Taylor Swift ex-boyfriend it's actually very different in Singapore In fact in your lifetime you might just see 2 or 3 PMs here. What's shocking is that actually it's not that other countries are jialat, it's that we are unique because fighting to be a head of state is actually very common in other countries Watch this to the end and you understand But since you might not be able to see the transfer of power very often here's a summary of how our previous PMs become PM. I'll simplify for you. Don't assist if you don't understand my sense, you idiot. You have known that Lawrence Wong is now the 4G leader. The G doesn't stand for 国伟 or the speed of your phone internet It actually stands for 4th generation, with the legendary Lee Kuan Yew being the 1st generation. The 2nd generation is Goh Chok Tong, the 1.9-meter man who has just retired from politics. You see even in the past the transition also started long ago and also is selected by PAP leaders So in 1985 he was also selected by PAP leaders to be the 2G leader. Same thing that time also got 2 other frontrunners, namely ex-presidents Tony Tan and Ong Teng Chong. Oh, does that mean that Ong Ye Kung and Chan Chun Sing will become president in the future? So, Goh Chok Tong became DPM in 1985, and then got GE in 1988 Then in 1990 he officially took over as PM He wasn't immediate also Then come the 3rd generation, which is our current Prime Minister, PM Lee Hsien Loong This time it's faster because PM Lee has been a DPM since Goh Chok Tong became PM But the pattern also same In the middle of 2004 a group of ministers decided on who will be the next 3G leader. PM Lee was chosen, and with him already been the DPM for 10 years he could take over fast So in the same year he succeeded Goh Chok Tong to be the PM Of course we are now wondering whether it could be the same case for Lawrence Wong Then actually the selection of the 4G leader is also same one The minister decided on Heng Swee Keat, and tada, people in East Coast thought that they would have a PM in their ward, but you know what happened next So you can see that everything like same one But if you think that everything is Heng Swee Swee in other countries also no You see in other countries usually the ruling party is not one party but a collection of many parties. That one is called a party cause it's not that a party with the most number of seats will become the government one It's the party with over 51% of seats one So for example, if PAP got 49%, YWP got 48%, and then the don't know what CCYU party got 3%, PAP might need to form a with WP then can become the government together with WP one. And then think I know you know bring, but think what happens if MP switch party So we should not take our stable government for granted. And I should remind you that I'm not a government dog. I'm blue in color and I'm a cat you both